In response to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the United States and the European Union launched an unprecedented sanctions policy against the aggressor state. By March 7, 2022, Russia had become the most heavily sanctioned country in the world, surpassing even Iran. By the end of 2023, the EU had introduced 12 sanctions packages against Russia, and by late 2024, work on the 16th package was already underway. These sanctions include bans on importing Russian oil and petroleum products, freezing assets of major Russian companies, financial restrictions, and prohibitions on exporting technology, equipment, and dual-use goods.
По итогам 2024 года можно сказать, что
Looking back at 2024, it's clear that without the sanctions cocon created by the West around Russia, the country's economy would have adapted relatively easily. When domestic production falls short, external supplies fill the gap. But with declining export revenues, reduced foreign currency inflows, and difficulties in cross-border payments combined with half the world refusing to engage with Russia, these sanctions have caused the crisis currently gripping the Russian economy.
Meanwhile, prices in Russia are rising across the board, from food to housing rents. To curb inflation, the central bank has repeatedly raised its key interest rate, making mortgage loans prohibitively expensive. As a result, mortgages are now largely inaccessible. Experts note similar crisis phenomena in many sectors of the Russian economy. The head of the central bank has warned that further rate hikes are likely.
Russia is diving headlong into stagflation, the worst possible economic scenario. Economic stagnation combined with high inflation. No one knows how to escape it. Fighting stagnation means injecting money, but that fuels inflation. Fighting inflation means tightening the money supply, worsening stagnation. It's like taking both a laxative and a sedative at the same time while trying to feel great.
Russia's banking sector suffered some of the most severe impacts from sanctions in 2024, experts say. Issues with transactions involving foreign banks, including Chinese institutions, began as early as April 2024. Several Chinese banks stopped accepting yuan payments from Russia due to fear of secondary US sanctions. However, the most devastating blow came in December 2024, when the United States disconnected Gazprom Bank from the SWIFT payment system. Over the course of 2024, the EU adopted 3 new sanctions packages against Russia, bringing the total to 15 since the start of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The latest, adopted on December 16, 2024, introduced export restrictions targeting 32 companies from India, Iran, Serbia, and UAE and China for supplying Russia with dual-use goods, such as drone components and microelectronics. New measures also targeted Russia's shadow fleet. A blacklist now includes 52 tankers that circumvented restrictions to transport Russian oil. The total number of sanctioned vessels has reached 79, with bans on entering EU ports or receiving services from European companies.
Совместным решением G7 был введен.
A joint G7 decision introduced a price cap on Russian oil at $60 per barrel. Russia sells to India, China and Turkey at this price, no higher. However, Russia is strongly tempted to use its shadow tanker fleet to sell oil above the price cap. The 13th, 14th and now 15th sanctions package specifically target these vessels and the insurance companies covering them.
The European Union is now working on the 16th sanctions package. Preliminary discussions suggest it could include restrictions on Russian liquefied natural gas and sanctions on trading Russian metals. The package will be presented to EU member states in January and is expected to be adopted by the 3rd anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Reported by Katerina Bastun, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.